Choo Choo Charles is a game about a freaking demon spider train that terrorizes people on an island, and you have to defeat him. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host Kelp, and today we will be ranking Choo Choo Charles characters based on how helpful they are in the game. So you already know the drill, man. Go ahead and grab you a Kelp shake, turn the lights off, and let's get it. And what better way than to start off with my guy Eugene, man. Eugene is the best character in the game, bro. He's actually an old friend of the protagonist. He invites us to the island so that we can help them get rid of Charles. He just starts off like so cool, bro. Like he's so excited and enthusiastic despite the situation that they're in. Like, bro, Charles is on that island, bro. He just kind of shows us the ropes. He gets us the train and our first weapon, which is already on the train. But unfortunately, he gets knocked off the train in the very beginning, and Charles just eats a freaking hole in his chest. Bro, Eugene gets you hooked so fast. Like, he brings so much life to this game in such a short period of time. It's sad that he had to go so fast, bro. Without a doubt, he goes in S tier. Off the ripper. I mean, I feel like the next best thing is to go with the protagonist, which we don't know anything. We don't know what he looks like or nothing. All we know about the protagonist is that he owns a museum, actually, and of course he's friends with Eugene. Now, the protagonist is the one who goes around the island. He's gathering up all the weapons and everything he needs, and is the absolute biggest help in taking down Charles. Obviously, you play as the character. So with that being said, I mean, like, I play as the protagonist, so I'm gonna go ahead and rank myself. I'm S tier. Why are you looking at me like that? And just a quick pause right here. We just gonna go in a random order. Going in order just seems lame. We just gonna switch it up. We gonna pick people randomly, okay? Resume. Up next, we're gonna go ahead and go with John Smith. First thing you notice, he has an insanely generic name. I already feel like my name, I have a very normal name, but like, bro, John Smith, I'm sorry if your name is John Smith, or if you have a family member named John Smith. I apologize, but he doesn't really give us a lot of information at all, but what he does give us is a freaking rocket launcher. Yeah, that's pretty freaking important, I would say. Despite the lack of information that we get from him, a rocket launcher is a humongous help. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him in A tier because I feel like that's pretty freaking helpful. All right, up next we have Santiago. This guy just basically stands at the end of the dock waiting on a ship to come so that he can leave. Not only that, but he also sends us across the freaking island to get him his journal back. Yeah, so Santiago just kind of sucks overall. Yeah, he's going in D tier. All right, coming up next we have Barry the Swamp Monster. Now, first of all, this is the first time I've ever seen what Barry looks like, bro. Like, he got like 8 eyes, sharp teeth, whiskers, and he has tusks. Like, bro, how much do you need? He lives in the swamp that Lisbeth Merkwaters, who we'll get to in a second, sends us across in a mission to get some meat. Overall, Barry's he's pretty cool. He just wants to check out who's in the water. Like, that's why he just comes up on you whenever you jump in the water, because mind you, we're in his swamp. Like, this is his water and we jumping in there, so of course he finna check it out. Like, because imagine if somebody just jumped in your house, what you gonna do? But yeah, Barry will attack you if you move when he gets close to you. Honestly, Barry's gonna have to go in D tier. I mean, he doesn't do much. The only thing he can do is like kill you, so not helpful whatsoever. But I can't put him in F. He's too cool, man. And next up we have Candace. Now, she's usually the first character you're gonna run into on the island. She's the only character on the entire island that's actually carrying a weapon. She carries a gun on her. She gives us a little bit of scrap to work with, and she's also the first person to mention that the people wearing masks, which are the mobsters, she's the first one to mention that they're bad guys, and the first one to mention of Warren's mob, period, I believe. Nonetheless, man, not a whole lot to Candace, but that information is decently helpful, so I think she's gonna go ahead and go in C tier. All right, bro, moving on. I meant to do her next, but I forgot that quick. But we have Lisbeth Merkwater. Now, she is a stereotypical witch. Like, she has the hat on, the clothes on, and she's making a stew. She sends us across the swamp that Barry is in to get her some meat for the stew. Like, and it's just like some weird fish. I don't know, bro. I'm not eating it. I'm not touching that stew. So she sends us to risk our our lives in that swamp with Barry, only to give us some scrap in return. She didn't even offer us no stew. So yeah, she's a cool character nonetheless. I think she's really cool, but she just not helpful at all. So she gets a D tier. All right, so these next two are like they kind of go hand in hand. We have this little like ghost thing. I don't know what exactly it is, but it literally, this mission plays just like Slender the 8 pages. You go around and you try to pick up these 8 pages and it'll literally chase you around. It even gives a little static effect when it gets close and everything. Like, it's kind of cool, but at the end of the day, it's just trying to kill you. So not helpful at all. F tier. And going along with it, we have Sasha, and she's the one who sends us to get these pages. Like, and all she gives us in return is scraps. You making me risk my life for scrap? And I know I'm making it seem like scrap is like not important at all in this game. I know it is, but like compared to everything else, I just don't feel like scrap is as important as the weapons and stuff. Scrap it helps you heal your train and all that. But bro, just looking at it like realistic, let's be real for a second. You making me risk my life for some scrap, bro. Y'all finna hate me, bro. It's like, please. Moving along, we have Gertrude. Now, unfortunately, she lost her husband. I don't know. I can't remember if she said that Charles got him or not. I don't know. That's unfortunate, but Gertrude, you got some crazy going on here. And also, what the freak am I talking about? Also, she's just kind of a jerk to us, but she is very important. She lets us use her late husband's gun that he was building to fight Charles. And so that is gonna go ahead and put Gertrude in A tier because that is pretty freaking important. We need our weapons, bro. All right, next up we have Gale. Gale gives us some of the most information that we get from anybody. He gives us a key to one of the mines. He warns us about the shrine in the middle of the island that you take the eggs to. He tells us that that's where the eggs go. He also lets us know that the eggs hold energy and that they will lure Charles in there to a fight to the death, and he lets us know that those eggs will also make Charles stronger. And he goes ahead and he lets us know that you can take these 3 eggs up there and then you'll be able to fight Charles. All that alone, honestly, I love Gale, bro. That puts him in S tier. Like, all that is some of the most helpful advice you get in the entire game. Moving on, we have Greg. Now, Greg actually tells us about the eggs before Gale does, but he doesn't give us as much information as Gale. What he does do, he also gives us a key to the mine, and he tells us that Warren is also trying to protect the eggs, which this is going to go ahead and put Greg in the A tier because he is still really helpful, but not quite as much as Gale. So I really can't give him the edge and give him the S tier, unfortunately. Next up, we got a quick one, man. We got Tony Tittle. Crazy name. He doesn't really give us much information. There's honestly not much to him at all. He just has a funny name, and he just gives us some scraps. Like, that's pretty much it. So he's gonna go in C tier. He's not like detrimental, but not really that helpful. Up next, we have Claire. Claire is one, I think she's the only one on the island that actually has injuries. She has injuries to her right eye and she has a broken leg. Despite her injuries though, she's still extremely helpful because she gives us the task of putting the fuses in the lighthouse breaker, and the lighthouse is what's gonna be able to allow nearby ships to see us, so maybe somebody can actually come and rescue us. So that alone is gonna go ahead and put Claire in the S tier because that lighthouse is gonna be extremely helpful. Another really helpful one is Daryl. There's not really much to him at all as a character. He kind of talks to us like a jerk. He looks kind of scruffy, but he is the only one on the island that has lock picks, and we use those lock picks to get into all the chests. That gives us so much scrap, and even we can get some paint from it too. Like, being able to pick the locks on all those chests is extremely helpful, bro. So that'll go ahead and put Daryl in the A tier. All right, next up we have Helen. Helen is the first one to tell us about Warren guarding the eggs in the mines. And overall, she's just kind of the first one to give us any information on the eggs and kind of on their plan to stop Charles. She suggests us the theory that putting the eggs at the temple will provoke Charles to a fight to the death, and on top of all that, she gives us a key to one of the mines too. So that seems extremely helpful to me, so that's gonna go ahead and put Ellen in the A tier. Moving along, we have the pickle lady. She just loves pickles, bro. Like, that's pretty much it. This girl makes us risk our lives traveling across this island to get her the last jar of pickles. Pickles ain't even that good. Like, some people gonna come at me about that one. I know how y'all get. Some of y'all love pickles, bro. You need some help. She isn't 100% useless though. She's the one that actually tells us that somebody on the island does have lockpicks. She doesn't exactly tell us who it is, but she lets us know somebody got lockpicks that you can use. Not completely useless, so the pickle lady can go in the C tier. Next up, we have the man Paul. Now this is actually Eugene's son. Now Paul, he does kind of tell us a lot of information that we already know, that we already found out from other people, but he gives us the key to the temple in the middle of the map where the eggs go. Not only that, but he shows us where to put the remote explosives on the bridge that would go on to defeat Charles. And on top of that, he's actually the one that detonates those explosives when Charles gets onto the bridge at the end. And it's kind of sad, like he doesn't even know that his dad passed yet. Like he thinks he just stayed on the mainland. Yeah, don't know why we didn't tell him that, but yeah, Paul, S tier easily. Extremely helpful, bro. Extremely helpful. Moving on, we have Theodore. Theodore, he got some crazy beard work going on here, like crazy sideburn work. I don't know. Again, another person that makes us risk our life just to go and get something for them. He makes us go get a box, and he gives us some scrap in return. As always, like what's going on? Like I'm traveling across this island with this demon spider train on the loose, and y'all just making me go do this stuff, and y'all just gonna give me scrap in return? Man, y'all better, man, hey, y'all better tighten up. Theodore goes in D tier. He sucks. Same thing with Ronnie, bro. He makes us do a bunch of freaking parkour across buildings and stuff just to give us scraps in return. So yeah, he sucks too. D tier. Moving along, we have Sergeant Flint. Now this guy set his own freaking shed on fire, bro, trying to make a flamethrower. He tells us, you know, if we can put the fire out, then we can keep the flamethrower. And so that automatically, that's gonna get him an A tier because that's all he does. That's why he's not S, because he literally, it's just the weapon. It is the best weapon in the game, in my opinion, because it slows Charles down and it just extremely helpful, bro. Yeah, Sergeant Flint gets A tier. All right, second to last, we have Warren. Now he's over the whole thing about guarding the eggs and stuff. He tries to stop us at the end whenever we're trying to put the third egg on the freaking shrine that's in the temple, bro. I guess he just didn't trust anybody there to be able to like defeat Charles. So apparently, I guess he was just okay with everybody just living there in the midst of Charles while he roams around and terrorizes everybody. Like, but he does get eaten at the end when Charles powers up. So oh yeah, that gives him a F. I just give him F, why not? And last but not least, we have the coolest video game monster ever, in my opinion. I haven't played like thousands of horror games, so I don't know, but Charles is definitely the most unique one I have ever seen. Why'd they see like this demon spider train thing and name him Charles? I would have named him like Destroyer of Worlds or something, I don't know. Charles roams around the island. He feeds on animals and humans. Overall, he just terrorizes everybody on the island. At the end of the game, when you collect all 3 eggs and place them on the shrine in the middle of the temple or whatever, he turns into a form called Hell Charles, which that sounds clean. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. His name is Charles, but that mess sound clean. I ain't gonna lie. Hell Charles is stronger, faster, and he can teleport, bruh. It's just OP. It's crazy. I don't even know how we beat this dude. Like, what? Huh? Yeah, bro. Charles is insane. He gets an F tier plus. I don't know. Like, he's F tier, but he's cold. Yeah, he's like that. Obviously, he's the least helpful in the game because he is the person that we're trying to defeat. So, nonetheless, man, that'll do it for this one. We just ranked every character in Choo Choo Charles based on how helpful they were. This is really supposed to just be entertaining. That's what I'm trying to do here. Comment down below what you want me to do next. What game would you like me to go over next? What characters? Go ahead and finish up that kelp shake. You can turn the lights back on if you want, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a blessed day.